What's up, you guys? Tesla was up at one point today, topping at $258.65, but we did pull back going into the end of the day. I covered over on my X account some unusual options flow that came through. We're going to go over all of that. We're going to talk about the current positions that I hold on Tesla, as well as much more. Before we get into it, hit the subscribe button and hit the like button and follow me on X. I use my X/Twitter account really as real-time updates and kind of a compendium for this daily YouTube series that we do every single day on this channel. So if you guys want, anytime I get into a trade, I'm going to post it over there, specifically with Tesla. So let's start now just by looking at our price action on the day. We're looking at a couple of levels here that are going to be very important. I have our proprietary Pine Wave indicator, which if you're a private Discord member, then you do get access to this. The link will be the second one in the description, or you can just use a Smart Money Concepts indicator. But we have a couple of pivot levels that will be extremely important that are highlighted here in light blue. A pivot level is essentially just a very important price level that a lot of people use to dictate if a stock is going to move a certain way depending upon if it breaks it. So in this case, if we were to break this pivot level of $253 to the upside, we will have a very high chance that Tesla will move its way up to about $275. On the other side, if we reject here, which looks like could be happening right now, we would see Tesla pull all the way back down to this pivot level or our previous week low at $228. And from there, if we broke that, then we'd move down to support of $210. These pivot levels are not some sort of crazy mathematics. It's basically just the previous week's low and the previous week's high. But just this indicator has it already pre-built into it, so it makes it easy for you no matter what ticker you're trading. Something else to notice here though is that we have a TTM squeeze that's happening at the bottom where we have these purple and orange dots. The purple dots will represent a small squeeze, the red dots will represent a squeeze, and the gold dots will represent a very strong squeeze. The longer that a stock squeezes, the bigger the release will be. And as you can see here, it's looking that as long as we can hold over this trend line resistance and through this pivot line, that we should see Tesla move its way up to 280 and 290. So my thesis still stands that I think we will see Tesla hit 280 to 290 within the next month or so. The question comes down to how fast though, right? Could it happen even faster, or will we reject and pull our way back down to $240 this week? There's still a chance for that. I have January calls, which I'm more than fine with. I know that I will make profit on them, but I did get some calls that expire this Friday that I am a little bit more worried about. The reason that I'm in this trade is because we still have a very strong trend that's been pushing in here over the past couple of weeks, and the break and hold over this trend line resistance is looking like we want to see more buyers step in and push our way up to 280. So hopefully tomorrow we push up and this was a false rejection and we continue to rally. If not, I will close my short-term calls and hold my January calls, as I'm already up about 145% on those. Moving on, let's talk about this post that I made about Tesla and the unusual options flows that were coming through today. I said Tesla whales, which a whale is basically just a big institution. When you see me say that, it just means somebody who has a ton of money who can actually move the market. So I said whales are selling cash secured puts for the next 3 weeks straight at $257.50. A cash secured put is an option strategy where an investor sells a put, meaning they are bullish, and reserves enough cash to buy the stock if they are assigned. Meaning if the stock closes below that strike price by that specific date, then they are forced to buy that. Selling that far out of the money, which you can see here, the ones we're going to talk about, simply means that they believe the stock will close over $257.50 by this Friday, next Friday, and the Friday after, or they will be forced to buy millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of Tesla stock all the way up at that price, meaning that they would instantly be down about $5 per share. So this is very bullish because it shows that this bank, which most likely is who it is selling massive cash secured puts, expecting that this Friday Tesla will close back up at $257.50, meaning that they believe Tesla has at least another 2% move ahead in the next 1 to 2 weeks, which a lot of people might be like, oh, that's not that big of a deal. But you have to realize they are saying and betting a lot that it will not only just push back up to $257.50, but it's going to close by this Friday above 257.50. So I still think that we will see Tesla move back up to 280 in the next couple of weeks. It's just more so of how long is it going to take for that to happen. Now, the rest of the market, really, really good today, especially from an unusual options flow. You can see here on Black Box Stocks, which is one of my favorite softwares to use. I actually post all of my hand-picked unusual options flow within our Discord community. So if you're part of our Discord community and our private academy, which is the second link in the description, we're doing a 50% off sale. Today is the last day. The code is TSLA for Tesla to get 50% off all my alerts and my private academy for your first month. But I post all of my handpicked flow over there every single day. The reason for that is because most flow, or most, I should say, options purchasing, that's what flow really is. We're just watching the options orders come through. Most of the data is completely useless. If I were to come down here to the bottom left side of your screen and just look up the most active calls for the day, you're going to see Tesla with $28 million. First of all, that's not really true, because if we come over to the confirmed bullish flow, Tesla's nowhere to be found, meaning that all of those calls that you just saw that you might have thought were buys could have been people selling covered calls, which is a bearish position. So understanding how to read these flow are very, very important. And across the Mag 7, which is the big 7 tech stocks that move the market, we saw a lot of them getting bought up today. We saw a lot of Google buying, a lot of Meta buying, Microsoft Alpha Gold flow came through, Carvana, SE, and what I want to do is talk about these and talk about the buying behind these, because I think that this is going to continue to push the market forward, which will ultimately continue to probably push Tesla forward as we rally into the end of the year. So what we're going to do is come through and isolate this flow, and you're going to see that we had two major alerts that came through. One was at 10:02 a.m. for 2/16/2024 calls. These are going to obviously be swing trades because they expire in February. And then at 11:56 a.m. we got some 12/22 350 calls, which were day trades. Those actually ended the day up about 30%. But if I want to go and isolate this flow, I just have to click on this and we can go over to the flow tab, and you're going to see this is the amount of money that came through. So 1,500,000, an order for 600,000, 3.4 million, and 1.3 million. The thing to notice is that if these were just shares, that's not enough to move the needle. But the fact that these are options and that they were all purchased, as you can see, within a minute of each other, attempted to hide their position, makes it very unusual. The other thing is that we can see here it says A and -AA. This means that when they were placing the order, if you guys have ever traded options before or ever traded anything, there's a bid-ask spread. This means that they don't care. They just want to get in at whatever the seller is selling it at, showing urgency. And when you see a big bank or somebody like this act, I would say, almost unprofessional in the essence of they just don't care about what price they're paying, they will take a couple thousand or maybe even $100,000 loss just to get into it. That shows a very unusual buying routine. And that's all we're looking for. We're looking to notice when these people are trying to get into these orders, and we're looking to follow them. So you can see now on this daily chart that we had a big order block a couple of days ago. Meta, once again, using our Pine Wave indicator, pushed right through this resistance level of $340, which was a pivot level of previous week high, just like we showed you guys on Tesla earlier. And now that we closed over that, there's a very good chance that we're going to see Meta continue to rally into the rest of the week up to $350, $355, and $360. And is this something that I'm going to be entering at this point? Probably not. Honestly, I don't think the risk versus reward is really there for me at this moment. And I think that this squeeze, if this does end up releasing, could actually maybe even move us back up to 377. So we'll have to see. If more buying comes through tomorrow and we open up somewhere around $340 back down on this 15 SMA, then I'll probably take a long position. Now, the biggest hit of the day actually belongs to Microsoft. And this was an expiration of January 19th, 2021. So once again, this is about 1 month out, meaning that this is going to be a swing trade. The strike price is $377.50, and at the time of them purchasing it, you can see the strike was out of the money. And the details is large bullish flow. Now, these calls are already up 12%. I actually followed this position, which I think is still a great time to get in. I'm up about 14% on my trade because I got a better entry than they did. But if we go and look at this flow a little bit, if we investigate this flow a little bit more, you're going to see here, once again, this buyer came in at the ask, showing not as much urgency as the person before, but still showing urgency. And this was for $2.3 million. Now look how low the implied volatility is. For those of you who do not know what implied volatility is, and this might be a newer concept for you, basically the higher the implied volatility, the higher the premium of the contract is going to be, aka the price of the contract. The fact that implied volatility is very low right now is good, because that means that if Microsoft makes a massive move to the upside, we will get a huge return on our investment, because the implied volatility will rise, increasing the price of our contracts. Overall, guys, I'm really bullish on the market. I've been saying the same thing over and over for the past couple of weeks, that I've been expecting a rally into the end of the year, that I think Q1 is probably where we're going to see this top. And I've had my absolute best trading year of my life this year, right? This month alone, I've eclipsed over $150,000 in profits. And the goal isn't even a certain amount of money. The goal is just achieving consistency and a stress-free way to make a living. I'm here every single day showing you guys what I'm trading, but there's so many different strategies. There's so many ways that you guys can make money. You can buy and hold Tesla and make money. You can trade 1122 crosses. You can trade my proprietary indicator. You can follow any of my trading bots that all have different strategies. But the point is, like, at the end of the day, it's about consistency. If you really want to make money, and I promise you this, as somebody who's had absolutely nothing to making more money than I really ever thought I could, I will tell you that it's just doing the simple things over and over again. It's not about having a fancy new indicator. It's not about having some crazy new proprietary software that nobody else has. It's just about doing the same things over and over and over. The person who is trading with $1 million account should be doing the same exact mechanics day in and day out that the person with a $5,000 account is doing. The same daily mechanics, the same mental models, the same psychological aspect should all be applicable to whatever your account size is. The only difference is that as you raise your capital and you raise your account size, you should just be removing risk along the way, because you finally have something worth losing, which is why I don't go risking everything that I have. But at the end of the day, it's more psychological. I really recommend that you guys focus internally, not just looking for people on YouTube to help you or mentors, but actually learning from yourself, looking deep within and saying, why can I be impatient? How come I feel that maybe I'm the opposite and I overanalyze everything? Why can't I just take the dive into just opening up a position? And for that, guys, I want to say, check out our Disciplined Traders course. It's completely free. I made it about 1.5 years ago, but I don't promote it enough here. And I'm not promoting it because I can sell you anything. Like, literally, it's just totally free. But I'm promoting it because I truly believe that that course and me creating that was one of the things that really changed my life fundamentally as a trader. Actually being able to detach my emotions every single day, to think in probabilities, and to no longer hate myself on a losing trading day made trading better. It made me happy. It made me realize that, like, what happens today doesn't matter long term, and it really took the edge off of it. So I hope this video helps, guys. Go check out that free course down below. And if you want to trade with me every single day, get access to all my trades, all my live streams, all my trading bots, all of our courses and more, as well as the private Discord community, use the second link in the description. Like I said, for only probably till midnight tonight or max tomorrow morning, it's gonna be 50% off. So thank you guys so much. I'll see you next time. Peace.